relies and is anchored within the writing. So when Taylor sent me the script for Lioness, the first season, I read the pilot episode and knew that we're delving into a world that not a lot of people get an insight into. The more of the black op shadow warriors that are out there protecting us while we sleep, that are guarding us while we sleep, as I like to say. And so when Taylor said that and presented the piece to me, I delved right into the research as far as what you can find down those rabbit holes on YouTube of what these special men and women, especially the women, do, because this is a very unique story about the unique side of special operations in which women are employed to infiltrate these very nefarious worlds and make sure we bring the fight to the enemy before they bring it over here to the West. So it was fantastic. A lot of hard work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And we had a fantastic team of former operators, retired special operators that were both technical advisors and sometimes actors that were guiding us along the way.
And I suppose it's an all-star cast, dare I say, and some of the names roll off the top of the tongue in terms of legends of the industry. When you mentioned the name Morgan Freeman, an absolute icon, dare I say, in terms of legend.
And I got to tell you, one of the most down-to-earth, and he's one of the most, the entire cast, every star that we're lucky enough to have lead us, from Zoe to Nicole to Morgan. Fantastic group of down-to-earth folks that really care about the work, care about telling the story well, truthfully, and authentically. So having leaders like that on set, and also within the story, within the fictitious side of things, it's been a real blessing. You just have to really follow their lead, get out of the way, and back them up.
And James, in terms of the stunts that are involved in this, I know Zoe does an awful lot of stunts, and so does Lisa De La Vera. In terms of yourself, are you getting down and dirty? Is there an awful lot of sequences for yourself?
Oh, I'll give it a shot. I'll try at least one. And if Taylor pulls me aside and says, let's let the stunt double do it, then of course I let them get in there. But no, it's part of the fun of making movies and television. It's getting out there and getting your hands dirty and shooting the rifles and riding around in the Humvees and in the helicopters. And so I always, I'm the first to raise my hand and say, yeah, let me give it a shot. I'll run over that berm. I'll fire that 50 cal. It's a real thrill. It's a pinch yourself moment. Every actor, I think, growing up said, man, I want to play Army one day. And boy, we've got a real nice shot to do it here. So it's been a lot of fun.
And I do notice you shot in several locations throughout the USA in terms of within a different radius of each other. And was that to try and give the effect of sometimes of some of those missions in the Far East and those type of sort of places where obviously you can't shoot there, but to try and give a realism sort of effect to that? And was that a bit challenging? Did you have to think to yourself, right, I'm in Kabul or I'm in Islamabad, when you're probably in the middle of Detroit or Michigan or wherever, right, I say?
Well, our production design team did such a fantastic job of creating the illusion. We shot the illusion of being in those parts of the world, of being in Syria and wherever else the team might go this season. We shot the second season all over North Texas. And North Texas is such an interesting, eclectic place in which you can sell the suburbs of Dallas for the suburbs of, say, DC or Baltimore, where we shot the first season. So it's been an extraordinary effort by our production design team and our designers there to recreate, to create the illusion of these worlds. Where, yeah, they're not the most welcoming places in the world. They're the dangerous places in the world. And so, once you're there and you see what they've done, creating these amazing cities and towns, it's pretty easy to suspend your own disbelief and just go to where you need to go in the story.
And James, for maybe first-time listeners and first-time viewers of Lioness, you might give us a quick synopsis, maybe refresh our minds of Two Cups and his role in Lioness. And
Well, he's Two Cups was a career Army guy who found family and purpose in the Army, and like a lot of these folks that work in the spy world, if you will, the special operations, clandestine, or the covert tactical world. It's a skill set that they've learned and they've perfected, and they can't let it go. And so Two Cups found a career after his Army career within the CIA, working in the Special Activities Division, ground branch, which is really a miniature sort of guerrilla army that the CIA employs for these very special, secretive, black operative missions, shadow missions all around the world. So Two Cups, like a lot of the real folks that do this, found a purpose in that, and can't seem to let it go. Doesn't want to let it go, and we'll see if that eats him up, or if that empowers him down the road.
I suppose, James, just on that, just the name, it's very, very, dare I say, eye-catching. It's got a sort of ring to it. You might have got character names and characters through numerous roles throughout your career. Do you ever think that you could maybe synopsis, and were people going around when you're not shooting in between takes, and there's Two Cups, better call Two Cups over, rather than
I'll tell
saying
you what.
your name, James? It's catchy.
Yeah.
I imagine it sticks.
I'll tell you what, Jim, in airports, every now and then I'm having a pint at the bar or something, or using the restroom, and I'll hear someone shout Two Cups from 3 gates down. So I always try to keep my ears tuned to hearing it, so I can give a wave back to folks for tuning in, watching the show. But it's a nice, sweet treat that I think, Two Cups and the writing and the whole cast, the whole story, but we've really connected with an audience in a very, very special way. So the fact that your folks are listening at home and are willing to tune in, or gonna tune in this Sunday on Paramount Plus, you won't want to miss a minute. It's a heck of a ride.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Like Two Cups, people will remember that. If the name was Gregory Mitchell,
Yeah.
maybe after a day or so they won't. But Two Cups, it's sort of catchy. It sort of stays there. And James, before we came on air, you mentioned we mentioned other projects that might be coming our way in the near future, featuring yourself in guest appearances and TVs, movies in the works. You might have disclosure to talk about. I know some that you might not have disclosure, but certain things that you might be able to give us a quick line or two about.
Sure. Well, I'm doing another Taylor Sheridan show with Billy Bob Thornton that'll be coming out. And yes, sir, Landman, in November 17th, also on Paramount Plus. And that's about the oil world. That's my dog Leroy saying hello, my bloodhound. No, Landman's about the ups and downs, the upstairs, downstairs story of the oil business in North Texas and West Texas. So from the roughnecks on the ground that are pulling the oil out of the ground to the executives in the offices downtown. It's about that world, unlike anything we've seen on the air or in the film world.
It's breathtaking. I've seen the trailer. It's breathtaking.
It's gonna be mesmerizing. Yeah. So I have that coming up for Taylor, and then hopefully another season of Lioness. We have more story to tell. We have other places to go. We have other bad guys to fight. So we hope you come along for the ride.
Yeah. And James, before I let you go, a good lot of Irish links, dare I say, in terms of connections, and dare I say it's something in the bucket list for you in the near future to visit the Emerald Isle?
Oh, absolutely. Like I mentioned earlier to you, Jim, it's near the top of my list. One of the places I've always dreamed about visiting, having Irish heritage as an American. I think it's important to go home to your roots, right? So I can't wait to dive into Dublin and the surrounding beautiful country, and really get to know the people there, and have a nice holiday.
And